Well, hello, everybody. This is Todd from the Table Ready Podcast, and we're going to be working on a new idea for today. We're going to go from your combat patrol box and talk about some of the things that we would incorporate if we were going to move up to the like a Crusade level, so right around 1,000 points. And what I wanted to do was start out with Space Marines, because I think that's going to be the easiest one to go with. And because I am a Dark Angels player, we're actually going to start with Dark Angels. And I can't. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get the start with the combat patrol for the Dark Angels. And I think this is going to be a great place to start. It's going to be a great. And so let me just add some stuff on here real quick. And I have an army builder. And like I said, I don't know if you've heard before, I like using New Recruit. It's a nice, easy build. Actually, before I wanted to do that, I am a huge Eldar player. And really excited about some of the new models. If you haven't seen, then they have 3 new Phoenix Lords, new Swooping Hawks, new Warp Spiders. And Warp Spiders haven't been updated since 2nd edition. I mean, I'm more excited, and obviously everybody else in the world is too, because they are sold out. I mean, even my local Warhammer store is like, no, I mean, you're not getting them. So, what I did want to just wanted to mention that. I mean, it's really exciting news, and we're definitely going to get into building some Eldar stuff in the near future. So, but like I said, what I wanted to do today was we're going to work on building up your Space Marine combat patrol, and then move it up to 1,000 points. So now, if you've played Crusade at all, you don't really want a specific, a named character. So, of course, like I said, like I'm a Dark Angels player, so my go-to would always be like Azrael or, one of the, Asmodai or Belial or something like that, just to get that good solid captain in there. But we're going to start with what we got in the combat patrol. We're going to use the Dark Angels combat patrol, and then we're going to move up from there. So just to add on to my list, we're going to add the Captain in Gravis armor, and he's going to be our primary character. He's the one that comes in the combat patrol. So jump out of there. So we got Captain in Gravis armor, and then our battle line for them is a 10-man intercessor squad. And we're going to bump that up and make sure that's... And of course, bear with me because I'm doing it in the program. What we're going to do, we're going to bump that up to 10 guys, because there are 10 that come in the box. And of course, we would always add the grenade launchers to them, because why not? Drop that out. And of course, you get 5 Hellblasters in there, which are just normal infantry guys. So 5 Hellblasters. And then you would have the 3 Blade Guard vets, which I add in here. Okay. So, just to get an idea where we're at, we are at... That combat patrol is 445 points as it stands right now in 10th edition. So, I think there's something else. Nope, that's it. Okay. So that's what you got right now. Because that's right, it changed because it used to have the Redemptor Dreadnought in there. That's no longer in there. So that is 445 points. So in order to start a Crusade, you're going to want to bump that up in points. So what would give you the biggest punch at 1,000 points without, you don't really want to overload one type of the army or another, right? So, as a typical Dark Angels player, I would always lean towards Terminators. Terminators, of course, are, if I remember correctly, Terminators themselves are 170 points. A little expensive. I want to stay towards that standard Space Marine, maybe models that are a little easier to get a hold of. And I think probably one of the first ones that I would add, because you're really going to want them for any Space Marine army, is at least a box of Infiltrators. And that you can either do 2 5-man squads or a 10-man squad, however you want to play them. It doesn't really matter either way. They're obviously, you're going to model one with the Infiltrator comms array and one with the Helix Guard. And what that does is the Infiltrator comms array, each time you target the bearer's unit with a stratagem, on a 5, you roll a dice 6, on a 5+, you gain a CP back. That's fantastic. And of course, the Helix Gauntlet gives you Feel No Pain 6 up. And that's that. So, that being added into there. So what did I do? I think I added something wrong. Hold on. Did I add 2 by accident? I did. So, okay. So I added 2 squads in there. I'm like, that got real expensive really fast. So let's fix that. So that bumps us up to about 645. That's still not right. Hold on. So, yeah, added something else by accident. Hold on, let me double check this. I think I know what I did. All right. So let me bump this out of here. Infiltrator squad. I think I duplicated it by accident. There you go. Learning on the fly. Open this whole thing up and get rid of it this way. Yeah. Infiltrator squad. Yeah, for some reason I added a 5-man, a 10-man, and a 5-man. Well, I just wanted to add a 5-man. Infiltrators are 200 points. So that's going to be kind of pricey, but probably one on this is 2 5-man squads, and that will really get your army going. That gives you more bodies on the ground. So we are at 645. And one box is 10 guys, so you really don't want to split them up. Now, probably the next thing, if you want to stay low on characters to start off with, what I always like to do, I mean, a Judicar does a lot of work, but you really need a melee squad to go with them. And I don't think he goes with, he won't go with the Blade Guard vets. So probably what I would try to do is stick a lieutenant, maybe a lieutenant with a combi weapon in there. But let's play around with this. I think I have a better idea for something a little punchier. I would probably try to put one of the dreadnoughts in there. And to be honest, just for ease of access and some of the stuff how easy it is to get, I would probably just grab a ballistic dreadnought. That does give you a lot of punch. It also gives you, let me just take a peek in here. That gives you a las cannon. It gives you the missile launchers, twin storm bolters. And then, of course, when you get into the rules of it, I forget. Oh, it has the Oath of Moment, and then of course Deadly Demise. So, and I think it has rules for shooting. And for some reason, oh, that's why I screwed it up last time. All right, so yeah, so you want to add that. That'll give you some punch against some vehicles. I think that would be a fantastic choice. To be honest with you, there were a ton of them that came in the Leviathan boxes. A lot of people liked them. A lot of people sold them, separated the boxes and sold them. So they are a little bit easier if you go into a secondhand market to pick one up. The other thing that you could also consider doing at that point would be something like a one of the tanks, gladiators, an excellent choice for, and actually any of the variants are actually good at this point. You could argue out that maybe one's better than the other for the points efficiency, though they're all 160 points and they all do separate jobs. So I know a lot of people like the Lancer, so that's a good one. Let's throw a Lancer in there. And that gives you the Lancer Laser Destroyer. That's that long range gun that is 72 inches, 2 attacks, 14 strength with a -4 AP, and a die 6 stress plus 3 damage. So that's a big heavy hitting one. It also has frag storm grenade launchers for close up. It can also run over people. So a lot of people like that one. My personal favorite is, I do like the Reaper. Yeah. No, not the Reaper. Sorry, the Valiant. The Valiant gives you twin las talons, which are a little bit weaker. They're only strength 10, but they're still -3 AP with die 6 plus 1 damage. They're also twin linked. That vehicle also has 2 multi-melches, which are 2 shots each at strength 9 with a -4. So, I mean, that's a fantastic one. You have twin linked rules. You have Melta. It does need to get within 36 inches, 18 for that multi-melta. But again, like most of your battles, you're only starting 18 inches apart. So I like it because you're going to be close anyways. A lot of people would prefer the ballistas. I'm sorry, the Lancer. For the sake of argument on this one, because we're just going to take this as that backline killing machine, we're just going to go with the Lancer. This way you can plant that on your home field objective and just lay waste. It does make the ballistas a little redundant at 1,000 points, but we're just working this out here. So what that does at that point, it only leaves you with about 65 points. Now, you could do enhancements for that and spend that out. That's quite a bit. As far as characters, there's not a lot of characters that you could throw in there for 65 points. But there's a few. And let me just see here while I'm looking. Probably you could add a chaplain. I don't know if a chaplain can go with the... Hold on. So chaplain 60 points, that would give you 995. I think your best bet probably in most cases would be to add a librarian in there. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. I would add a librarian in there, and that's going to take you straight to 1,000. You don't have to worry about your whoa, I lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. So you're only at 1,000 points. You don't have to worry about this hailing ring of fire that's coming at you. You're going to be working on a smaller board. The objectives are a little closer together in most cases. Let me just double check one thing while I'm here, because I'm pretty sure the librarian. Let me just bring this up real quick. Codex Space Marine. All right, so the regular librarian, I know he's got a special rule, and I cannot think of it for the life of me. But he does have he can go with any of your squads, so he would fit well in your intercessors, your hellblasters, your inferno squads. Your does not go with the infiltrators. Actually, what you could do if you saved a couple points is put a Phobos librarian in. That would be handy. But either which way, the nice thing about the librarian is not only does he give you feel no pain 4+ against psychic attacks, also while he's leading a unit, all the models have a 4+ invulnerable save, and that is what he's worth. So he could go in your 10-man intercessor squad and just hang out there and give them all those 4+ invulnerable saves and keep them going. He can also, or he could go with your infiltrators if you keep them as a 10-man squad. And if you did that, he could keep them alive. Not only are they the deterrent for deep strike, they are, they would really boost up their survivability as well. I think I would probably put them with the intercessors just to keep them alive because they're one big block of a unit. There are also a lot of firepower, and also with the new rules for the what the heck is it called? My goodness, I am at a loss today. I am so sorry. So they have the target elimination rule now. My goodness, I even have notes here and I can't keep track. So what I would do is probably put the librarian with the intercessors. They are more killy that way. They are more survivable that way. You could probably walk them right up to center objective, stand there. You have the 4+ invulnerable save. You have the target elimination, which gives you double your shots, effectively double your shots on anything you can shoot. It makes that a very tough brick at 1,000 points, a very tough squad to beat. Then you would put your Gravis armor with your Blade Guard veterans. They would be your upfront punchy stuff. And that would make a good squad to take the far objectives. You would have your 5 Hellblasters. They would lay down fire. They would take objectives. And they would, they're good heavy infantry eliminators. Your infiltrators would block your backfield, or you could also move them forward to help you take the forward objectives. So there's a lot of play with all those units. And I think that would be a good way of buffing up a very good starter Crusade force with just, what is that? That's the combat patrol. That's a box of infiltrators and a ballistic dreadnought and a gladiator lancer. I think that would be a fantastic way to start. And of course the librarian. So maybe not the cheapest way to go, but of course there's other ways to go. I mean, if you bought the regular Space Marine combat patrol, you have a lot more Terminators. There's a lot of ways to go. If you like this idea of building these lists, let me know, and I could do more of them. My idea with this originally was to do, I have the Agents of the Imperium box. I really want to kind of buff them up. The reason I didn't do those is because the weird part is I got the Ordo Hereticus box. It's not the same as the Combat Patrol, so I can't really go from the Combat Patrol to a Crusade. But I do want to build that up as a Crusade and see how that works. I think that would work really well. And I think that would be because I do kind of want to play those in a Crusade and see how it comes up. see how it works. But at this point, I think that's that. So what I want to do is, you can find me here on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube on Tuesdays. This also goes to just an audio file on Tuesdays, and any of your podcatchers. This also, so you can also find me on Bounty Hunting Across the Galaxy with Todd and Ken. That is a monthly Star Wars show. We talk about mostly things Mandalorian, but we dig into other Star Wars stuff as well. And of course, you can also find me playing D&D with my boys at Lake Clan Legends. We play every Sunday morning, about 11 o'clock in the morning, on Twitch at Lake Clan Legends, or on YouTube. You can always follow us on YouTube at Lake Clan Legends, and that usually posts on Thursdays, which is today. So if you want to go see the newest episode, you can go watch that now. But just to close, this is Todd. We're here at Table Ready Painting to help you and your models get table ready. And thanks for watching.